Hey everyone, or the one or two people that actually give a damn and watch me so far. This is Mac, as I said before. Um, Needing to go back to work in about a little under an hour, and I'm currently in a rest day right now, so I kind of figured that I would do a quick little video as a sort of update and also kind of giving you a protracted view of where everything is going to go and what you can expect seeing moving forward. So, first of all, I would actually like to start with just a little introduction on who I am so you kind of know me a bit better. So, as I said before, my name is Mackenzie. Um, I originally come from Canada. I'm an expat from Canada, and I'm living now in the Netherlands. I've been living here for almost about 6 years to the day. Uh, October 23rd was the day that I moved here. It's almost 6 years. I've learned the language. I get along great here. I love this country. I love the people here. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll speak a bit more about my experiences and stuff in the Netherlands and all that. If any of you at all are interested in hearing that. Um, and yeah, one of my big passions is lifting, which is what you're seeing in the videos that I'm showing. Um, I'm also a drummer. I love playing music. I'm big into heavy metal, industrial metal, thrash, etc. All that kind of stuff. I love loud and heavy and fast music and stuff like that. That's what gets me going, fuels me up, gets me pumped. That's what I always listen when I'm lifting because I think that it's a great tool for that sort of stuff, tapping into your emotions and harnessing that intensity to really push your through and break your limits, so to speak. Um, yeah, and as you may see back there, I've got a big ass wall full of video games and consoles and memorabilia and all that sort of stuff. I'm a big avid gamer. Been gaming ever since I was yay high, since I can remember essentially. And I used to be a big collector, and that's why I've amassed such a large collection of games. But now I've kind of quieted down with all that because wanting to save money and space, and I'm looking on starting a family in the near future. So I'm just kind of sticking with what I have now, but I'm still very much into gaming and stuff like that. So maybe that's something I'll kind of elucidate a bit more on in the future and touch more on again if that's something that you're all interested in. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the immediate really. Yeah, I'm also a big avid reader. I'm heavily into following current events and politics and stuff like that, but I'm gonna probably keep that out of this channel because I want this to be kind of a more broadly appealing channel and just focus like mostly on lifting and intensity and self improvement and stuff like that. That's my sort of thing. If anyone expresses interest in wanting to know all that, maybe I'll make more videos on that, either that or make it a separate channel because I am also a firm believer in kind of having your own sort of spaces and things and not having politics and all that kind of stuff that gets people all tense and uh, combative coming into things that you just genuinely want to enjoy, right? And want to have away from that stuff. I don't believe in the personal is political and all that kind of thing. So anyway, um, yeah, so that's about it for the personal side of things. Um, in regards to the training, I wanted to just give a quick little update on that and what you can expect moving forward. Um, my first couple of videos or so was when I was involved doing the Wisconsin method, which was popularized by Eric Bugenhagen, sort of a Bulgarian light-ish esque sort of system where you train one exercise a day and you work up to a top set, hoping to basically go towards a new PR, and then that's it. Then you're done. Um, I started doing that about like a couple weeks ago or so, and mainly I was kind of frustrated with where my training was, in particular with my pressing, my overhead pressing, or well, not so much my overhead pressing, but more so my bench press. And I wanted to improve that, so I thought maybe that'd be a thing to do for it. Um, and then also just to kind of mix up my training, make it a bit more fun. But yeah, obviously, benching every single day is very difficult, and I have very tweaky shoulders, particularly my left one. My left one is the one that gives me trouble every now and then. So, in hindsight, it definitely was probably not the smartest idea to start with benching as being one of those movements. I also mixed it in with Jefferson deadlifts to kind of have like a mix between a push and a pull, and uh, and also something to give my shoulders a rest for a bit. So I'd like try and do benching for a day or two on, mix up the grips and all like that, and then go into pulling. But I was training every single day. Um, and it seemed like I could make that work. However, a lot of things have changed recently. Oh, that's another thing I should briefly mention. My job. I'm a fitness instructor. I work at a gym in the next town over, and that's where I'll be going back to again. Or I worked the morning shift today, and then I'll be going back in about half an hour or so to start the evening shift. And yeah, it's going great. I obviously have to speak Dutch all day, every day, apart from the rare client every now and then who is comes from outside the land or can't speak Dutch too well or anything. So I'm kind of handy for that. But yeah, everything's going great. I love the job. I think it's fantastic, and I love helping people and assisting them in this sort of venture. Especially, I originally went to university to become a teacher and to learn English and history. But then I was not quite sure what I wanted to do because I was very disillusioned with the schooling system. And then I had a whole bunch of jobs throughout the whole years, and maybe I can shed more light up on that in later videos or topics. But then I eventually, during the lockdown with the COOF, I was out of a job because of the company that I was with running upon hard times, and they had to let a bunch of people go. So then in that time, I was desperately trying to find something for about 5 or 6 months, and I couldn't find anything. I applied to so many places, had so many interviews, and nothing came through. And I just kept getting strung along by people. Nothing was going out, and our funds were just going down and down and down. And we had just bought a house and everything, so everything was very stressful. So then I kind of just took it upon myself to think, well, what do I actually want to do? Maybe I can take this opportunity to actually try and make a career of something that I'm genuinely interested in, something I want to do. So I thought, why don't I become a fitness instructor? Since that's a good combination between teaching and fitness, which is two things that I love to do. And yeah, and then I eventually found that there was a job opening for new colleagues at the local gym in the town in Bergen, next over to me. And I've been there since February, and it's going fantastic. I love it. But yeah, back to that. There were a bunch of changes going through. Um, some colleagues either lessening their hours or leaving in some capacity, or another one was let go due to bad behavior from him. So there was a bunch of hours that were left open on the table, and naturally, I wanted to grab as much as I can. So I've been filling in a lot more hours in the place, and that's been going well. But it kind of made things harder to do with the Wisconsin method for the training. Um, Made a lot of my days a lot more hectic with trying to squeak in the training sessions. Is like you saw with the decline press. I literally finished that video, and then in like 10 minutes, I made a shake and down it, and quickly got out of my clothes and everything, and then like ran to catch the bus. So it was like gone in and out and gone in 10 minutes. So it was really hectic, and plus I wasn't sleeping too well and everything. I think from the just being my thoughts being so consumed with the training, what to do next and stuff like that, and then also just everything else going around. And a big fault of it too was that I didn't plan things out as far ahead as I should have. I kind of just jumped into it and said like I'm gonna do these movements and then just do it. But I was kind of like him and hawing about a lot about what I wanted to do. So I want to preface that I'm stopping right now with the Wisconsin method, not because I think it's bad or that I don't think it works. But I just don't think that it's a good fit for me right now. And I think that I started it in the wrong fashion. I started off on the wrong foot. So it's not a knock against the Wisconsin method. It's more so a problem with me. Um, I think in the future I would like to try it again. Um, uh, but I would want to try and plan it much farther ahead, like write everything down and make a schedule, and probably not start with bench, not be an idiot and start with bench, and start with more with like pulling movements, things that are a bit easier to do for multiple days, and to vary with a bit and not stress my shoulders so much. Um, but yeah, I would plan it a lot more ahead, so then everything would be a lot more wouldn't be as like up in the air, and I wouldn't be stressing as much over it. Um, yeah, and then I could give that a shot. So maybe in the future I will eventually go back to that. Um, but right now, I was kind of at a crossroads. Should I just keep going with this, or should I go back to what I was training before, which was the 531 training program with Jim Wendler? And I've been training that for about 2 years now, and it's been going quite well, and I have enjoyed it. But I had been wanting to try the Wisconsin method for quite a while, or at least something else, and I didn't want to stick to the same thing forever because I do like to try things and not get stuck in too much of a rut usually. But like I said before, especially with the sleeping and stuff, I was just getting rocked into sleeping, and I wasn't recovering that great, and it was starting to really affect me personally. And yeah, I think it was last Tuesday morning, when I went to work in the morning. I was just a complete zombie. I I I did my best, and I gave like every ounce of energy I have to be like a nice and jovial and stuff to the clients and all the people in the gym and stuff like that, and that was fine. But like I was running on less than empty, and I was just basically in a haze the entire time, and I just did not feel myself. And I thought that if this keeps going, it's going to negatively impact my job, and I love my job, and I don't want anything in that to change. I don't want to compromise that in any way, especially when I'm taking on more responsibilities and I'm trying to help out more, and hopefully move up in the ladder a bit there in the future as well. I love where I am right now, and also it was just affecting things home personally, because like I said, I was being zombified by how tired I was. I would basically come home and I would be like non-respondent. I'd be very comatose, very terse, wouldn't speak very much, because I was just so completely drained and tired, and I didn't want to do that to my girlfriend. Yeah, my girlfriend, by the way, is from here in Holland. That's I moved here to live with her. We've been together for about 10 years, so I'm hoping to seal the deal and marry her soon. I've had something planned for quite a while to get an engagement ring, and then hopefully we're going to have kids in the near future as well. But I digress. But yeah, I just did. I felt that it was affecting things way too much, personally, with everything going on, and I didn't want this this training to kind of compromise all of that. And I think that that's something that a man has to do every now and then. Uh, they have to be conscientious of you know what what matters most to them, and especially in a family aspect. I can't let um, this particular hobby or this new venture kind of compromise everything else in such a way where it can make things quite dire and kind of sabotage everything else, because we both worked hard to get here. And I don't think it would be worth it just to do like a new program or something like that. I could have maybe eventually adapted to it, and I think if, like I said, if I had more structure, it'd be fine. But for now, I figured I chose that I'm gonna go back to 531, um, because I do really enjoy the program. It's a really good powerlifting program, but it's like and I'm doing the boring but big variation. You can look that up yourself sometime. I might even maybe make a video sometime just like elucidating on what exactly it is if people are interested in that. But it's a nice and good solid program based around uh, gradually building power and strength, and but also not making it too overly complicated. And so yeah, I quite like it. I thought it was very good. Um, so I thought that what I'll do to kind of ease myself back into it was essentially go through a deload week. Um, so my training days usually for the schedule have been on Wednesday and Thursdays. Then I have Friday off, and then Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday off. Yeah, and then that worked really well with my work schedule and stuff like that. So and I do have a lot more hours now because of everything that's happened. But I think that if I go back to that, it works better with that particular schedule because Monday and Tuesday are like typically my most busiest days, and that's why I set them as that block of my rest period there. Um, so I think that that works better. So essentially, what I did, I on Wednesday I started basically just going through a dealer week because I was very still overly taxed and very tired and needed recovery from everything that happened before with the Wisconsin method and mostly with the sleeping and everything. So I just essentially went through an active recovery phase of just going through the deload, like doing everything with lighter weight and variations, and yeah, essentially trying to get my body back into the swing of what I was doing a couple weeks ago, um, but yeah, not overly taxing myself too much and basically allowing myself to be able to recover and get back to it. And I think it's worked. I think I made the right decision. I'm feeling pretty good right now. So today is a rest day, and tomorrow will be as well. Um, so what you can expect is that I will most likely have videos coming out Wednesday and Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. So probably what I will do is make a video of my final set where I'm basically doing AMRAPs, as many reps as possible. And that's usually when I get the most intense and most excited. Um, and that's the fun part, the do or die kind of moments. So I think I'll probably make those, upload those. I was hemming and hawing about like another thing in relation to that for the Wisconsin method was that I was debating whether I should actually stick with it or not because Wisconsin methods it's much more like intense and interesting for videos and stuff like that, like your one big one rep max. And I thought like, oh, if I'm starting a channel then maybe it would fit better with it. But again, I figured like I can't, and I'm not doing the whole thing I started this for was just a spur of the moment thing, and I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it real. That this is real. I literally just started recording. I have no script or anything like that. And as you can see, this video is almost 20 minutes long, so I need to hurry the hell up. But yeah, I wanted to keep it real and just do what I actually like doing, what motivates me, what I find the most interesting. Because if I do it, then it is real, and I'm going to enjoy doing it, and you're going to see it through the videos. So yeah, that's essentially it. So expect videos on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you'll probably not see anything tomorrow, but expect something on Thursday at some point. And yeah, I think that's